Well, it's time for the second review. What is the second review? We're going to be looking at Sonic Forces. Let's rock. So basically, episode Shadow, which is the beginning section of the game because it takes place before the events of the game, the official timeline at least for the game, takes place probably a few hours before the beginning of Sonic Forces. And it basically tells the story of what Shadow's doing during the beginning events of Sonic Forces, and you don't see him much after that until later on in the game. Woo. I would like to stress that while this is a boost game, that you don't just boost to the end of a stage. Your path can diverge. You can go on different paths if you so choose, or can get to them. I'd also like to stress that platforming is involved in a very peculiar way. You have to platform over obstacles and sometimes over bottomless pits a lot in the game. So you really should not be sitting there and trying to power on through just boosting all the way to the end of the level, because that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to do that. Yeah, so I mean, it's quite crazy. Now that I think about it. I'd also like to add to that, rings in this game, unlike Generations and unlike I think Generations was the same way, you collect rings in order to boost. Well, in this game, rings just act as a life meter, like they did in every other Sonic game. To boost, you actually have to collect wisps, which I don't know what wisps are doing in this game. I mean, they served a purpose in Sonic Colors, but now it's just like they literally have no purpose whatsoever, and they're added in for gameplay purposes only. They don't really have a story-based reason for being here. But in order to boost, you have to collect the wisp orbs. The wisp capsules, whatever the fuck they are. There are two villains in the game. One of them being Infinite, who Dr. Eggman hired back when he was a squad leader of Squad Jackal or something crazy like that, and basically whose only purpose is to actually be the second big bad. Shocker, right? The second is, of course, Dr. Eggman, whose evil plan is, well... And do you want to guess what his big plan is? Think about it for a second. That's right, I'm evil, I want to take over the world. Ah! Sonic plays about as well as you'd expect. He can do the homing attack. I don't think he can spin dash anymore. That's something classic Sonic can do, but modern Sonic can't do it. He can do this new double jump thing, which doesn't make any sense why they added that in this game, but okay. He can boost. I mean, it plays about as well as Sonic Generations did. I mean, but it's kind of boring, honestly. The levels are kind of, you go through the game and it feels like you've already done this before. Okay, it just doesn't work as well as it usually would. At least Generations was more fun. This is just more of the same, and if that's what you want, okay. But if you want some variety and some amazing, gameplay, top-notch gameplay, I don't know what it is with this game, but it doesn't match up to what you'd expect. Then you have classic Sonic, who plays about as well as you'd expect for classic Sonic. He runs, he jumps, you play on a 2D plane. I mean, it's nothing different from the Genesis games or Sonic Generations or whatever. His bosses are kind of creative, using the 2D plane thing to fight his enemies and stuff, so it's
but he only has really a few bosses, and that's basically Eggman all the time. So it's like not even creative bosses. Yeah, so definitely enjoy the classic Sonic gameplay while you can, because there's not a lot of it here. So yeah. Finally, the last character I'd like to mention before closing off this review is that you play as an avatar that you create yourself, a custom character, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. It's a nice idea that you're able to create your own character. He fights with, he does his own sort of homing attack, which he uses this weapon he has, this wisp weapon to use. You can use wisps, you can do all of that, so, I mean, he's not the fastest character by any means, but he's not supposed to be, I guess. But overall, his character is a nice way to close out the boost formula, because I know they're going to be switching back to probably either adventure style or some other style of gameplay for the next game. So, I mean, it's nice that we get a custom character, you know, for the 25th anniversary. Yeah, I think 25th anniversary. Whatever. Anyway, this is the end of my review. So, overall, the game is really interesting, but it's not the greatest game in the world. It's not the greatest Sonic game in the world. It's not going to win any awards. It's just mediocre. If I had to be honest with you, it's pretty mediocre. Hopefully, the next game is a lot better. Otherwise, yeah, go ahead and pick up the game. It's only $20 now. $20. Hey, you'll get some enjoyment out of it. You'll play it, beat it, and then be done with it. That's how most games are nowadays. Anyway, see you later.